All right, now a sharp diplomatic message from Washington has put Israel's actions in Syria under some intense scrutiny. The American President Donald Trump has directly warned the state of Israel not to endanger the stability of Syria under the new president Ahmed al-Shara. And this comes just days after the Israeli attacks inside the Syrian territory in the countryside of Damascus had killed at least 13 Syrians. Now, Trump issued a clear and a firm caution to the state of Israel, telling the Netanyahu government to avoid any military missteps that could disrupt Syria's political transition. In a post on his Truth Social platform, Donald Trump said that it is very important that Israel should maintain a strong and a true dialogue with Syria, and that nothing takes place that will interfere with Syria's evolution into a prosperous state. Now, Trump's warning follows Friday's major Israeli attacks inside the Syrian territory in the village of Beit Jin that is on the outskirts of Damascus, in which at least about 13 Syrians were killed in this Israeli attack. Now, soon after delivering the warning, the White House confirmed that Trump had personally spoken with Netanyahu and had extended an invitation for another meeting with him at the White House in Washington. Now, an Axios report, meanwhile, has stated that the top U.S. officials are very worried about Israel's repeated attacks inside of Syria. And they say this could potentially derail the possibility of an Israel-Syria security pact, a pact that Donald Trump has been pushing for ever since the former Syrian President Bashar al-Assad was overthrown last December. Now, according to these officials, the United States has repeatedly urged the Israeli Prime Minister to halt its attacks, warning that continued aggression on Syria could severely weaken Israel's long-term security interests. The Trump, remember, has expressed strong approval of Ahmed al-Shara's leadership, highlighting the new Syrian leader's historic White House visit just a few weeks ago. He also had said that Ahmed al-Shara is in fact working really hard to rebuild the Syrian nation, and that both Syria and the state of Israel stand to gain from a long and a stable partnership. The United States, Donald Trump has said, is fully committed to supporting Syria's reconstruction after more than a decade of conflict. However, the situation remains very tense. Hundreds of Israeli attacks inside the Syrian territory over the past year, and also the recent Israeli attack in Beit Jin on the outskirts of Damascus, has escalated the regional temperature. Syria has condemned the attack as nothing less than a war crime and an infringement on its sovereignty. But Israel maintains that it was targeting some militants from Jama Islamia, which the Israelis claim is actually a Lebanese Islamist outfit that is aligned with Hamas. Climate disasters have been escalating across Africa since 2022, and in Somaliland, it has pushed millions from their homes. With water sources drying up, communities are now in desperate and dire need, and they're calling for urgent support. And WION's correspondent Saloni Murarka travelled to an internal displacement camp in Salahle, one of Somaliland's worst hit districts, to meet with the displaced families who are fighting to survive. Take a look at the sport.
Across the dusty plains of Salahle, survival has turned into a relentless struggle. The ground is parched, the wells have run dry, and the air is thick with a quiet sense of despair.
In the sprawling outskirts of Hargeisa, which is the capital of the Somaliland, thousands of people displaced by the drought or the war have settled into these camps and call these camps home. Once temporary shelters have now become permanent settlements for thousands of Somalians who have been displaced by the drought and the climate crisis. For many families, the climate change discussion is not far away. It's a daily reality, like this one family that I'm sitting with here at the moment.
We fled the village of Kulo Kabul after all the livestock we owned died due to the drought that struck us. Here, we have nothing. We are suffering from hunger and thirst, and we urgently need assistance.
All around this camp holds 600 families, nearly, and all of them have built these kind of camps which are standing on the branches of the trees, and they have covered the tents with anything and everything they can find, with cloths, or they even have small containers that they hold and they carry to the catchments area to fill up the water for their families.
Preliminary findings show worsening food insecurity, disappearing pastures, and a total collapse of rural livelihoods. According to the UN, in neighboring Somalia, 3.5 million people have been displaced this year, and 5.2 million now require humanitarian assistance. Authorities have issued urgent warnings, noting that over 60% of traditional water sources have dried up. Boreholes are overstretched, and displacement continues to rise daily.
I have been living here for more than 8 years after being displaced by the prolonged droughts. We lost everything, our livestock and our farms. The most pressing challenges we face today are the severe shortages of food and clean water. We urgently appeal for immediate assistance from anyone or any organization that can help.
Authorities and locals have appealed for urgent support for the hundreds of thousands of people affected.
This dam, built with UNDP support, has become a lifeline for the people in the IDP settlements in Salahale and the surrounding IDP settlements. Thousands of people rely on this water for drinking. And for the very first time, this dam has retained water for 2 seasons, sustaining both animals and people.
Locals say UNDP support has been vital, particularly through the construction of water catchments that help local farmers. But the challenges are still overwhelming. Families say they have no access to clean water, no nearby health facilities, and schools are miles away from the IDP camps. Local authorities admit they urgently need more dams and long-term water solutions. The community has been hit by one crisis after the other, from recurring droughts to worsening soil erosion. Since 2018, at least 5 cyclones have struck the area, destroying more than 100 homes, with the most recent one in 2024. To make matters worse, prosopis trees are spreading quickly and depleting vital groundwater, combined with severe soil erosion washing away fertile land. They are a growing threat to both crops and livestock.
This is where I'm at the moment in Somaliland. This camp is at the front line of the climate struggle, where the droughts are becoming longer, rains are unpredictable, and land is very fragile. Yet in the heart of these challenges, people are solving these issues with small steps. One that I want to highlight here, another aspect, is the UNDP initiative. To increase the safety and security of the people, UNDP has installed solar system street lights. It's around the camp that we see, and the powerhouse has been set up on that side of the corner. I'm Saloni Murarka reporting from Somaliland in Africa.
The Pakistani government has buckled under pressure from the PTI. Imran Khan's sisters, Uzma, has managed to meet him inside the Adiala prison. And the development has come after 1 month of radio silence on the condition of the jailed former Pakistani Prime Minister. Now, earlier in the day, Uzma Khan was allowed to enter inside the premises of the Adiala prison. She met with Imran Khan and then gave his health update.
Praise be to God, Imran Khan's health is completely fine. However, he is being mentally tortured by keeping him in complete isolation. He is not allowed to leave the cell nor to talk to anyone.
So even after multiple requests and also a court order, Imran Khan was not allowed to meet anyone for the last 1 month, and this had prompted the PTI to stage a march to Adiala prison demanding that they should be allowed to see him. The Pakistani government deployed its usual playbook to stop the PTI workers from entering into Rawalpindi. Security was beefed up outside the Adiala prison and a curfew was imposed on public gatherings in the city for the next 3 days. From the parliament to the streets, Imran Khan's party cornered the Pakistani government. The PTI leaders staged protests inside the National Assembly demanding for the release of Imran Khan. The Minister of State for Interior Talal Chaudhary also announced the imposition of Section 144. He said that it had been imposed in the wake of intelligence reports, and he linked the matter to terrorism, saying that the militants were looking for such opportunities to spread fear and to make headlines. Now, throughout the month of November, Imran Khan's sisters, Noreen Khan, Alima Khan and Uzma Khan, were at the forefront of the protests. They demanded that the authorities should allow them to meet with their brother. The Pakistani government has filed more than 200 cases against Imran Khan in January 2025, who was sentenced to 14 years in prison over a land scandal. His wife Bushra Bibi was handed a 7-year jail sentence in the same case, and Imran Khan has been convicted in at least about 3 other cases, including the Tosha Khana case, the state secrets case and the unlawful marriage case.